Hello and welcome to Breaking Bad Communication Podcast. My name is Kathy Riley, your expert in communication, where we're breaking bad habits and shattering communication barriers. Have you ever experienced awkward silences and stumbled through conversations never fully owning your worth? Has your message ever gotten completely lost in translation? Have you ever avoided a conversation because you knew it was going to be difficult? Well, you're not alone. And that's why I founded this podcast to share tools, techniques, and talk with experts to master the art of communication. We are constantly communicating to others and to ourselves, and yet we have no idea what we're saying. So tune in, listen, learn something to how you can improve and up-level your communication. Now, I often get asked by leaders, what is the one thing that they can develop or improve to be better leaders and to communicate more effectively? And I say, be curious, learn to ask questions, and then learn to listen. So, asking questions and being curious, take your emotions out of it. It's not about you, it's about them. What questions can you ask that's really going to develop and move your team forward? Make a list. You know what they are. Sit down, get quiet, get out a little book, a little journal, whatever it is, and start making a list. What can you ask your team right now that's going to help you all get on the same page? And one of the first things I always start with is, mission, vision, and values. Are you on the same page with that? If not, that's a great place to start. But also, what are the goals? What is the company goals? And what is your team goals? Really gaining clarity on what you want to have happen this year, in the 6 months, this quarter. I like reevaluating every quarter. I call it plan, do, review, right? As a team, we come together, we say, this is what's going to happen. We actually live it, we do it, and then we review it. What worked, what didn't, what can we add, what should we remove? Plan, do, review. So every quarter. So does your team understand what the goal is? Let's get them on the same page. Quite simply, as you explain what it is and you're all talking about it, say, okay, are we on the same page? Does everybody understand? Yes, great. Who wants to share it back? Somebody reiterate. Somebody tell me what our goals are. Because here's what I will tell you, words matter. Words matter. And even though you think you may be on the same page, you may not, quite honestly. For instance, if someone were to hire you to paint a wall, let's say I hire you to paint my wall. I want it blue. Blue's my favorite color. I love blue. So I say, paint my wall blue. All right. Well, you think right now, your brain works in pictures. So what blue comes to mind? Now, oftentimes, you could be saying baby blue, powder blue, electric blue, navy blue, Tiffany blue. There's a million blues out there. I was thinking navy blue. Are we on the same page? So having your team reiterate the goal, say, okay, this is what it is. We've all talked about it. Great. We're on the same page. Now, can you tell me? And, and then listen and see if you are on the same page. Other questions you can ask. Let's focus on work, shall we? Is oh, we're working on a project, right? What's one benefit that you as a team see from incorporating this system? We think this is going to work great. So by asking questions, you're building a community, right? They're getting invested. If you say that this is the benefit we're going to gain from implementing X, Y, and Z, and they understand it and they believe it and they say it and they share it, you're locking arms with them. So you're improving communication and morale and all of that. So asking them, what's one benefit? Same can be true as if you have regular team meetings, right? You're like, okay, what in the last month, what's going on? What's one good thing that's happened? And let them talk. What's one bad thing? What's one problem that you see that's affecting our team? And let them talk about it. Now, when it comes to problems, when you're working with your team, it's great. Well, okay, here's the problem. Now let's take it one step further. What's one thing we can do to improve this problem? And then talk about that. Oftentimes, teams feel like they may be part of a team, but they're not really part of a team because no one's listening. No one really hears them. They're not included. They don't participate. They don't feel like they're part of the participation. So just by simply being curious and asking questions, you're going to build a stronger team relationship. And as a leader, that's what you want. Because the more you start asking questions, well, guess what? They're going to follow your lead. The more they're going to ask questions. And if you all are asking questions, you're improving communication, right? That's what you want at the end of the day. That's the goal, is to improve communication. So be curious. If there is a question you want to ask that maybe you feel a little uncomfortable, maybe it's personal, they've spent a lot of time out of the office. There's a concern, right? I'm curious. Is there anything you want to share? I'm curious. Is something going on? I'm curious. Do you feel all right? I'm curious. I noticed the time out of the office has been a lot for you recently. Is there anything I can do to help and support you? I'm curious. I've noticed there's some emotions, a little higher emotional response these days. Is there anything I can do to help and support you? What's one thing I can do to help and support you? So getting really good at being curious and asking questions as to what's going on with the team, with the individual, because even though the team may be cohesive, one starts acting up. Well, guess what? You don't, what you don't know is the parents are aging and hospitalized, and all of this is going on in the background, but yet you don't know because it shows up and it manifests in their behavior at work. So maybe pulling them aside and saying, I'm really curious what's going on. I feel like there's something going on, and I need to help and support you. What's going on? Being curious. Using those words also deflate the difficult conversations. So write this down. I'm curious. I'm curious. Be prepared to say those words. They are so powerful. They so are powerful because we have a tendency when we are the receiver of the question to say, if somebody's like, what's going on with you? I mean, what's going on with you could take on so many different things. You know, I'm worried about you. That could mean so many different things. But if we use the words, I'm curious, I I noticed this, I noticed that. I really want to help. What's going on? Completely changes the conversation. So ask questions. What do you see that's causing you hesitation? So this is a great question to ask when your team's not all on the same page. What's going on? What do you see that I don't see? Because that's why we have a team, right? The blind spots. We all have blind spots. We have a team. So what do you see that I don't see that's causing you hesitation? It's a great question. It's a great question. I love also asking, what's one thing that's going to prevent us from hitting this goal? It gets people thinking. What's one thing that we could remove to help us achieve this goal? What is making you say this? What do you see that I don't see? So getting comfortable asking questions. Make a list. You know your team, you know your business. What are some questions you can ask right now to improve communication? Whether the project's good, bad, whatever's going on, start asking questions. Because I'm telling you, once you start asking questions, you're improving that communication. Your team's going to start asking questions. You're going to increase in productivity. You're going to increase in participation. You're going to become more a cohesive team when you improve this one little shift. So I hope you found value with that today. It's such a powerful tool. And it works well. Oh, here's one other question that I love to ask teams. And I train on this all the time. This is okay. So you've had a situation, you've had your quarter, right? Your quarter's finished, your month is finished, whatever, your task is complete. And you're together with your team. It's like, all right, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the situation? How do you rate the success of our goals? How do you rate this quarter? And have them answer scale 1 to 10, 1 being not good at all, and 10 being spot on, awesome, nailed it. And then as you thank you for your honesty. It's a 6, it's a 5, it's an 8, whatever it is. Thank you for your honesty. You let them know that you appreciate their response in answering that question. As honest as I appreciate your honesty. Thank you for sharing. Especially if it's a 3 or a 2. I know that must have been difficult, so thank you. What's it going to take for our team to go from an 8 to a 10 or a 5 to a 10? What's it going to take? And then mastermind. I tell them, I want to hear I'm curious. What's your input on this? And then when you do, when it comes to communication and being a team leader, you shut up. You listen. Listening is so important when it comes to communication and working with your team. So asking questions, being curious, really, really stepping into that, and then listening and processing what they have to say. You're leading by example because what you do, they will do. It'll take time for them to step into that. There's always a shift. There's a period of transition when it comes to this. But I'm telling you, once you start doing this, teams, there's so many studies out there that talks about the increase in just happiness of being at work, productivity, participation. So much. There's so many studies. I won't go into them. But I'm telling you, just by improving communication, is asking the questions and listening and getting on the same page so that you as a team can move forward collectively. All right, so now I'm wrapping it up. That's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to Breaking Bad Communication Podcast. I just want you to know before we sign off that your voice matters. You matter. So please, please, to the extent that you are moved to speak up and speak for yourself, do it. Just do it. We want to hear from you. I know I do. I want to hear your voice. I'm Kathy Riley. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Please subscribe. This is this is for you. This podcast is for you. And if anything I said today resonates with you, please share it. Send it to a friend. Have them tune in and listen in. to improve as much as I can. Until next time, speak your truth, own your worth, and keep breaking the bad communication habits. Giddy up.